Shalom, family. Glory be to God and blessed be the Lamb. You know, it's a lot on the world stage happening, and it's happening everywhere. You name it. You name it. The sky is the limit. I mean, what don't we have going on the world stage? What don't we have going on the world stage? We are surrounded by evil. Good people are surrounded by evil people at this point, surrounded by them. Think about that a minute. Surrounded. I'm not going to spend a lot of time there, but you are surrounded by evil people who would just as soon harm your ass if you're good without a cause. I wish that people would understand that more, that you don't have to do anything wrong. You don't have to cause offense. That's not what it's about. That's not what it's about. It's actually about energy and responses. Anyway, anyway, these types of people make up the majority of the world. The majority. Me personally, I try to steer in the clear of them. If I had an acre of land, I would put a little hut in the middle of it and get me a couple of kick-ass dogs. Not a couple. I'm gonna need about 5 or 6 killer-ass dogs, so that people understand when I say no fucking trespassing. I mean, no trespassing. I'm gonna be releasing the hounds now. And I will be posting it 300 yards, 200 yards. You're getting into the kill zone. I see I'm gonna have to release the hounds. I see you're armed. Well, I got 5 bad ass, kick ass dogs here. They don't care too much about gunfire, or at least not the sound of it. And if you're gonna hit one of them, that still leaves 4. They've been trained to rip out necks and spines and flip you over and all kinds of tricks. Better be careful with them. But that's what I'll be doing. I would be most definitely a hermit because I know what's out there. I know what's out there. Evil. Evil in full bloom. Evil in full bloom. And they think somebody playing with them. And we ain't. Anyway, there was a guy, Mr. Milikowski, be he dead or alive, we don't really know. These days, what is alive? Even their digital photos have spirits in them. I don't know. But anyway, this man said that. First, let's create the backdrop. Create war after war after war after war. Act as chaos on the world stage. Taking life wantonly. Pretty much. Chaos on the world stage. But anyway, he said that evil can win a good by being ruthless, savage. I guess if he would believe this, because good doesn't want to see people killed, unnecessarily so. Example, if I know that you're going to harm something that I love, then I'm not going to probably do nothing to your ass. However, if you've already harmed what I have loved, then it's all bets off the table. And no amount of ruthlessness and savagery and brutality or willfulness is going to change that. I really won't stop until you're not breathing. There's no reason for you to breathe. There's no reason for any of us to actually breathe. I mean, come on, show some humility. But at any rate, would you believe that evil have now spoken? This man is the head of a nation state, and He's saying it out loud now that that nation state believes in evil. And I understand there is a um in the pathology of things and the pathway and the evolution of a situation, then there are certain points of no return. In this case, when you have done so much ugly, evil on the world stage and insist that you not be brought to any law, none, and say out loud that we will not be brought by any national law, international law, shit, fuck it, even our own law. We just do whatever we want to do, leaving others no option but to either accept our premise that we gonna do whatever the fuck that we want to do, or you're gonna have to kill us. Is there a 50-50 balance in there anywhere? No, this is a zero-sum fucking game. I'm going to keep killing you until you stop me. Pretty much. Pretty much. Pretty much. But this belief that evil is going to overrun good, and again, I mean, I don't want to spend a lot of time here because I really want to deal with some situations tonight, get some understanding of some things. But this idea that evil is going to outrun, outgun, overrun, outlive, and defeat God. And this guy said, man, just say Jesus. I mean, the guy went out of his way not to say the word Jesus. He said that evil can overrun Genghis Khan. Dude, will you stop playing? We grown men around this some bit. You mean evil can overrun Jesus, not Genghis Khan. I mean, what you got against the Mongols? I mean, I don't know what you mean. Genghis Khan was an empire that went out with a whimper. There's two types of empires, sir. Are you familiar with history? Well, I am. And without even having to do much research, you must understand I've read a lot of books and done a lot of research on different countries because some of them are on the list. So it's better that you know who they are, how they evolved into who they are, what their religion is, things like that. Just a little bit more than common demographics. Just a little bit. So Genghis Khan is one of the empires that didn't fall. Genghis Khan's empire never fell. The Khan Empire kept expanding itself so far that it started to blend with the natives. Yeah, they still call. Once Genghis died, came his brother. His brother was tired of all this empire building and just grabbing the land and killing the folks on it and shit. He didn't see it worth it. And so he basically went out there and said, listen, we just want to call you a part of the Khan Empire. Do we have to fight? You still remain who you are. We just want it on paper that you're part of the Khan Empire. And over time, they got sucked into all of the landmass. I mean, the people that was scattered across what would be known as the Khan Empire. They started, just say they fell in love and they said, fuck it, man. And that was the end of the Khan Empire. So I don't know why wouldn't he use another empire that actually went out swinging? They didn't go out swinging. No, they went out with a whimper, not swinging. And I hope that some Mongol out there ain't saying, motherfucker, is he insulting us now? No. I'm trying to recite a little history here. I'm not out to insult anyone, but that happens because the truth tends to insult, especially when you built an entire fucking society on a lie, and then more lies, and then more lies, and then more lies. So, with that being said, you do understand that we're at war. When I say we, America is at war with various countries, Our at least one major one. Well, at least two now. Well, Yemen. I mean, man, it's just an overall mess. And they shooting very real bombs, knocking house-sized holes in ships. All right? It's just very real. People are dying, people are lying. A whole lot of lying. So there are competing agenda. Israel has an agenda. The U.S. has an agenda. All of the Gulf states have their own agenda. Egypt and Jordan have an agenda, okay, which each and every last one of them are entitled to as nation states. Here's where shit get dicey though. God also has an agenda. See? And this is what you're going to have to start to respect. God has an agenda. You don't have to like it. You can choose to fight it. But just know he has an agenda. He's a friend nor foe to no known nation state or no known religion. He don't give a damn about your religions or your positions as to why you fight each other. He simply don't give a damn. Trust me. As far as we're concerned, for the most part, this is simple. Good, evil. Good, evil. It's not complicated. And this man has already said after, man, 48 years in the Middle East, he's finally openly admitting that they're evil. Can I say that out loud now? That he said it out loud? But why are they doing it? Because there's nowhere to go with it. What, you thought I got lost and I forgot my last point? No. Marijuana doesn't do that. Now, I don't know what the fuck you be smoking, but I can carry a fucking thought. And that's on my highest of highs. If what you would call high, I don't know, man. I'm still trying to explain the shit. Anyway, what was the last point? Oh, this thing that it's gonna not be stopped and it's gonna continue, or that it can be overran. Okay. Okay. Let's just ponder that in a minute. Ponder that a minute. After watching a man just admit it, 82% of his population then is steeped in devil worshiping, ritualistic sacrifice, and murder and mayhem of children as a part of their religion. Why do you think that they always go after the children first? That's their MO. They're gonna hit schools and hospitals first. They always have. I don't know why they don't just admit it to it, but as to the children, I think they think that it's gonna cause demoralization of the population. It never seems to dawn on them that everyone is not them. If you done that to them, they might be in. Okay? Because, anyway, one thing about Americans is that they don't think outside of themselves, ever. They view the world from a prism that's built by them. Not only that, it's multi-layered as the social structure. Layered. But back to what I'm saying about God's agenda. You know, God's position is clear. Our position is one of love, blood, and promises. This is real simple. We don't care one rat's ass about man's political affairs. Not like you would think. At least I don't. However, at this stage of the game, you should think of yourselves as NPCs until something regards you as not an NPC, which is even more dangerous for you. Even more dangerous. So God's position is quite clear. Good, evil. Our position is 1/3 of God's chosen people will die. Most of mankind 80%. And that's just a random number, almost a random number. But shit, we looking at a shitload of people, even at 20% left. Goodness gracious, Lord, where you gonna put all these people at? Damn it, Jim, where you gonna put all these people? But and some call them Gentiles. The Israelis so euphemistically refer to them as Goyim, also known as animals and cattle, given hands and feet and mouths and eyes and a brain to serve them. Now we're at the point of them saying that, man, you guys are evolving pretty fucking fast, man. You know, I may have to upgrade to some stronger stuff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You just might have some luck at driving me into heavy doses of alcohol and drugs here on a level that you've never witnessed. Anyway, not funny. Not funny. So our positions are clear. We care about good and evil and what is written. Our position is we don't care about anything else. There is nuance. There is nuance, but one must not misunderstand me when I say that we simply don't care about anything that's not spoken by God or written by God. Absolutely nothing. There is that thing about when in Rome, render unto Caesar what Caesar is due. When in Rome, act like the Romans. Well, this act is over. It went too far. I was willing to imitate and to try to blend in for as long as I could, but then strange things started happening. Strange things started happening. You know, and by the love, it's the love of his people, and it's the love that he has for good people and those who love him back. It's real simple here. This is not rocket science. It ain't. And as far as the blood, it's the bloodline going back from Adam all the way to my black ass. That's a lot of damn blood. You ain't even got to the blood spilt in various wars and various rituals looking for that bloodline, sometimes altering it, sometimes but damn near. Anyway, none of your business. None of your business. And then there is the promises. The promises. Promises were made thousands of years ago to a people, a select group of people chosen to be holy unto the Lord. Doesn't matter what you think about that. It really doesn't. I mean, on first blush, I know when I first woke my ass up, at first I didn't see him. And then I could see him. And then I'm like, hey, Lord, have you seen him? I mean, they kind of tripping, man. I suggest that you just don't look downhill. And I don't know what we're going to do, but yes, I have found them. We have identified them. We're just not too happy with what is. Okay? And that took 3 years. 2 years to find you and a year to be sure. And then sort their black asses out because there's more than one tribe. But anyway, the promises was to a certain select group of people chosen to be holy unto the Lord. The Lord said, you will be my people and I will be your God. He didn't ask them. He did not ask them. Okay? He had his reasons because of the beginning of the bloodline. But now I'm getting to them religious, theological. I'm all up in the weeds, which ain't what I want to talk about. I want to talk about other people's positions. See, our position is quite clear. What is your position? You know, as governors, as mayors, as legislatures and congressmen and senators, what are your positions? Don't get me wrong. We know what the government position is. We understand, I mean, law. We know how to process and understand that, but that has nothing to do with your positions. You take positions sometimes within policy, and if I must be straight, sometimes on the outside of policy. So sometimes we can get confused as to what your true positions is. We know what they should be. It, they should be positions that would consist of responsibility and duty, would not you think? And within these duties, you would find a fiduciary duty, a political duty, a organizational duty, while all the while entertaining and staying within the boundaries of the judicial canons and the ethics and obligations and sworn oaths. Would I be right, sir? Did I hit the nail on the goddamn head? Somewhere up in there, right? These would all have something to do with your thought process, if I'm not being presumptive, um, as to how you arrived at your particular positions. If you understand what I'm trying to say, be they political organization, yes, any position in life, actually. But what we're entertaining now is the one you have on the state level, at least the state level with me, and on a larger level with the world and me. That don't mean that I'm a friend with the world. Again, we have our own positions. We have our own rules of engagement. We do not care what any human being alive say. Not in America, in China, in Russia, or on Pluto, or in Miami. Or in Thailand. We just don't care. As far as we're concerned, as far as we are concerned, we came to get a job done. You're sucking us into your positions as human beings. Okay? That's what you've done. You've sucked us into your way of seeing things. We have to play now by what you create at your own hands, which you shouldn't do that, or with your own flesh, rather, meaning your mind, your hands, your mouth, your eyeballs, and your friends when you give them the old power pump or the back slap. Positions. Positions. Okay? Po- Positions. You know, are you because here's why I asked that. Because at some point it raises questions. As we analyze what we see, it raises questions. Are you a government or are you a clique in maintenance of a social order? Let me ask this again. Are you a government or are you a clique in maintenance of the social order, of the social construct? Think about that a second, because it's a complicated intellectual type of question here. It's one that you shouldn't quickly respond to. You should let it run around your head a minute, both as individuals, and then organizations, and then groups, and then politicians, and all up and down that chain. Which are you? What are you? Because it seems like it's more of a management situation now than it is a governance situation. But then again, that sounded even insulting to my ear. I am around polite company. Am I not? I'm around polite company. Normally, I would be saying all of this in a whole different way, but you would get the message. You would get the message, but tonight, I'm trying to understand. It's not that I need, not that I, it's not that I need to. We've been fully authorized and fully justified. I didn't come here to live amongst you. And besides that, I've had enough of the human experience. You guys are nuts. Straight nuts. Please, don't take this the wrong way, but nuts. So Where are we? I mean, where's all this going? Because again, our position is clear. We're on a timeline. We have objectives that's based on a timeline, and you're not seeming to understand any of this. You seemingly, I don't know what boundaries that you think you have set for me or God has set for me. Let me tell you something. There's absolutely nothing that I won't do. And God says that whatever I do is in order. Think about that. This is what God told me. Whatever I do, which means say or anything else on this planet, is in order. Yeah, in order. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with options. I don't know where the fuck that leaves you, but it leaves us with options. And again, I must stress, we never wanted to fight. And I kept stressing, please don't make this a zero-sum game. If you're looking for the type of conclusion where there's a clear winner and there's a clear loser, and you are, well, you're gonna be dead, sir. You're just gonna be dead. So don't create the situation. And then you did it anyway. So who really has been irresponsible here? Who has been irresponsible? But I asked, what boundaries do you think that you have set for me, or God has set, or I have set for myself? Because there are no boundaries. I mean, how can I put this? I'm at the point, I don't like that I. There is no I. There is source. We are at the point that there are simply no more options than to do things how we're doing them. You insist that there's no way out but war. I mean, you don't say so with your mouth, but it's obvious because you're still responding to certain stimuli as you would have in 2005, 2010, 2015. Does your thinking evolve or what? And again, I'm not trying to be insulting. See, shit like that sound insulting. But are you growing? Have you been moving with us as we travel through time since 2012? Have you been moving with us? Have you been growing with us? You don't have a choice but to be woke at this point. The very thing that you as state level and especially state level and city level would not like. So again, I ask, where are we going? What's the point? What's your objective? If your objective is to resist, and that's what it seems, you're just gonna resist. And I keep saying, resist what? Well, listen, there ain't but one option here. And there really is no options. So you think that God would send someone like me that can be harmed by you? I mean, come on. Man, if I think about that shit long enough, it starts to be annoying. You really believe, because of insulting to God himself. I sent you, I'm going to send my best. And my best just happens to be defeatable by you. Flesh and bone and evil. And now we see, no, this is not a war. They intend to just grow and grow and grow. Not a war. Oh, man, can we get to a real war spiritually? Their plan now has become increasingly clear. Let's do more bad shit and influence more people to do more bad shit. And we toss in spirituality and religion and body hopping. And before you know it, we've overrun Jesus, not Genghis Khan. Stop using that man's name. Jesus. What's wrong with you? That's your battle plan? That's the battle plan. Damn. We have to alter all our plans now because we was expecting something a bit more flashy, you know, a bit more dark. But it's not. Their idea is to just increase in numbers until I guess there's no space left. And why is that? I mean, the fact that you would like to increase in numbers and what is this plan? I mean, what's your plan? I mean, that's weird to me. It's without thought. It's without a thought. I mean, I keep saying, man, what's wrong with these people? But I don't want to be insulting. So there are no boundaries. Please understand this here. There's no boundaries. Don't assume that there's something I won't or will do. I mean, that'd be the just wrong thing all the way around because we don't think alike at all. You have no idea the different versions of me that you may bump into. If you heard me speaking, you would automatically say he's anti-white or he's anti-black or he's anti-how. I'm sorry, man. I had to get that jug in. But at all times, I've been either someone's enemy or someone's friend. These positions juxtapose themselves. That's due to your short-sightedness and your lack of understanding of what's really happening, or your refusal to deal with any realistic manner with what's happening, which is immature and irresponsible. So I ask where we are. Clearly, you see how far up the food chain that I'm willing to bite. Clearly, you see how long we've been gathering information. Clearly, you see you have been infiltrated from the hither to the thither. Clearly, you see we have inserted documents into records, some known and some unknown, that are very devastating to the city and the county itself. And might I add, all because a handful of spoiled, coddled men don't want to stand up or refuse to stand up for what they've done. Maybe they think their wife is going to leave them. Maybe they're going to lose their job. Maybe someone's going to put them in jail. Or they're going to commit suicide or come face to face with shame and maybe embarrassment after years and years and years of putting on a front and posing as being something that they were clearly not. Sometimes men avoid these types of situations. It's a lack of humility again. That lack of humility will cause a lot of shit. They start to believe in ego, and the ego becomes id, and the id becomes self, and before you know it, they just lost in the fucking soup. They become it becomes them, and before you know it, they trying to save it as if it's them when it really ain't them. Anyway, shit gets complicated, and we've been watching a long time. So, where are we going? I said that sooner or later I would be giving you a list of demands, but that's so, what's the word I'm looking for? That's what I'm looking for, man. They can't be called that. That's like butchering up the situation. They're not demands. This is what has to be done, for it is written. It is written, and I'd be terrified too. I'd be terrified. As powerful as I am terrified of God. I am absolutely, positively terrified. I may be brave in your face, but but on that face, it's a whole different thing. So It's not a list of demands. It's what is. Is it just a reality? And we ask, why about these different duties in an effort to understand your thought process. How do you keep getting where you are and ending up at the conclusion that you're at? We want to understand. At first, it was a curiosity, but now we really want to know, what is your formula here? Are you creating the formula as per situation, as per stage of the situation? What's really happening here? Because it seems eh, like I said, at first it looks like unorthodoxy, but it's not, because there's no pattern. Even in unorthodoxy, there's a pattern. It's like understanding there is no such thing as random. There really ain't. There's a pattern even in the randomness of things. You may not understand that, or is that too deep? But see, it's hard for man to understand these concepts because he dies. So he doesn't have, anyway, enough time to really grasp this like he should, because you can't just grasp it. You almost have to feel it. It's different. And it comes with certain premises that you just have to accept without question for you to even begin to understand what you must understand if you want to understand. Anyway, these duties, I guess a duty to the people, a duty to oneself, a duty to one's family, a duty to one's respective religions and beliefs and organizations, sworn oaths, obligations. It's easy to get caught up. It's easy to get caught up. I can see the fervor of it all. And if I may ask, may I just say, after a couple of drinks, man, come on, come on. After a couple of drinks, I can just see a bunch of people, political people, 30% of them, give or take, done, done had a drink after lunch, and now they're in there lit. Now they're in there lit. And they're passing policy, having arguments, political arguments with very real repercussions. And they're there. Anyway, that's none of my business anyway, though. This can't go but one way. Literally, one way. I mean, you forced me to see this. This can only go one way. And the longer it doesn't go the right way, guarantees the other way. It guarantees it, because time is going on. You don't get to sit on it this time. You you don't get to drag it out. You don't get to sit on it. You don't get to ignore it. You don't get to do any of those things. You simply don't. You have to make choices. It's the responsible thing. Be they bad for you and good for me, or bad for me and good for you. It doesn't matter, but you must make the fucking choice, one way or the other, rather than thinking that I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore, yeah, when it's obvious that we will not be ignored. We won't be ignored for very practical reasons, because we don't want to kill you all. That's why. So you need to hear. You need to hear. The shit here now is here to harm you. We're so sure of it. I'm saying, give me my 1/3 and that 20%, or we gonna start our own battle right here. Because I am sure that that monster is coming for you. Rather we have to fight that monster together is one thing. That's a whole nother argument. But there's a monster coming, and he's coming for you. So Please allow us to leave and let you and the monster handle up on your fucking business. Okay? It's real simple. But you've made this, I think, and again, it's because your your thinking seems nuanced. It seems boxed in by decades and decades and decades and decades of favor, a controlled environment, a social structure built for you and by you. Again, this is not meant to actually denigrate. These are just facts. I think that these things have come together to create in you a type of arrogance that doesn't allow you to think clearly. Even now, with as mild as I'm trying to be, you will find umbrage for some reason. Probably, again, man, you got to really work on getting past the brown skin. Because please don't let that be the end of you. Don't tell me that you're going to let your inability to get past a self-imposed issue within you called racism that don't have to be there to the point that the messenger is telling you what it is and you just can't get past this fact. It's funny how we knew from the beginning that this was going to be a big pill for a lot of people to swallow. But you got to take the medicine. This is the time if you don't take the medicine, it's going to make you do fucked up shit and miscalculations without understanding. Because we at the end times. I'm solely trying to be nice here, and while at the same time keeping it at an intellectual level that we can all kind of mostly understand. I'm trying to avoid big words. I'm trying to avoid the big words here. Where are we going with this? Our position is clear. We're going to get that 1/3, and we're going to get that 20% of Goyim or Christians where they pesky ass, and that's going to be the end of it. Our position is mankind will deal with each other. They will sort out who is good, who is evil. We will do our part in this, such as telling evil, you need a whole nother plan. We thought that you was going to sling and bang, but now you using terms like overrun. That's different. Spread by numbers. That's different. That's different. Okay? That's different. So, once again, the evil presents itself as evil, except it's not really evil. It's darkness. Evil, they're not evil people. There is no evil people. Evil is an action. Evil is an entity. Evil is something that is a singularity. It doesn't naturally exist inside of man. That's why God say, I will send unto them a grave evil. I will send their ass a great evil. What is he saying? He ain't say, I'm going to do evil to them. I'm going to send your ass. Hey, I'm going to send evil to you. He didn't say, I'm going to do evil. No, I'm going to send it to you. That's different. God has nothing to do with evil. Evil has to do with you and the devil. God, with him, is a whole different thing because he sees it as it is. I'm going to send unto you an evil, what you call evil, pestilence, war, earthquakes, storms, everything that you swear to God is set to kill man and does kill man. So I guess he has a right to be scared. But then, not really. At the rate that man kills man, Mother Nature not even close. Mother Nature is not even close. Even from if it was to accumulate and you count it over time. It's not even close. But the positions, you know, I've been forced into position. I've been called into position. First forced, and then called. As in, it's time for you to step forward. You have to come out. You have to go out. You have to come out. And this is what I'm saying. Everything moves in phases, and a lot of the times it's you moving in phases. Like you never thought that I would say the things about the people that I have based on their what? Their social order. When I said years ago, the social order is the very thing that I'm gonna be ripping the fuck apart. And you know what their response was? No one can stop the social order. That's what they said. Now look at it. It fights. It fights. Okay? It fights. It's not fighting because it's not under freaking attack. It fights. I don't even understand the fight, but again, I'm not supposed to And my flesh understands it. Let's be clear. My flesh understands it. And this is why I don't like to use words like I. Because one part of me really understand, and that's the flesh part. You have to eat, have to pay bills, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to either work or steal. You're going to either work, you're going to either work or break the law. Something's going to give here. Because it's, I've been around a minute now, like I'm real old, and I've been in other countries. I have never seen nobody lay down and just die from starvation. Nobody. Nobody. I've never seen it. I've never seen one person just lay down and say, you know what? I don't have no money. I don't have no more food. I think I'm going to just lay right here and just die. How about that? I've never seen that. I've never seen it. And I'm not going to see it because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. Anyway, I'm drifting again. We have a problem here. Clearly, the conclusions are quite clear, man. Can we just cut to the chase? There ain't but a couple of ways out of this. Do the right thing. Man, ain't no way out of this. What am I talking about? Listen, man, these ain't even options. Do the right thing. Another assassination attempt. And that's about it. There's literally no more fucking options here. See, all this extra, anything in between those 2 points is basically fluff. It's basically fluff to be taken over by your emotional conversation with each other, full of emotion and maybe a little bit of alcohol. I'm not trying to be insulting, but it's a big pill. No one would fault you for having a drink afterwards. Anyway, those are the only options. Don't do the right thing and then kill him and still end up, I don't know how this is going. It's too many different angles, but at the end of the day, there are no more options. Do it look like I'm going to stop? No, I'm going to do like I said, and we've been clear. We've been clear. We have been the most honest in the whole thing. Nothing sneaks up on you. Nothing, because we warn you first, and then we do it. Your problem is one of acceptance, I think, or this, he's not going to do it. Please, understand me, I will do it. Please, don't let my mild disposition fool you. I will do it. Don't let my this ability to be compassionate and loving fool you. Yes, I will do it. I guarantee you I will. You should trust me on that. I will do it. If I said I would, then I almost have to, because words are commands, just like they are to the rest of the world and the angels. They are to my own eardrum and the other six spirits inside of me. Okay? Words have power. Okay? So, again, there's no way out. I don't say this as a matter of me saying, don't fight. I'm too big. Surrender. We're not interested in none of that. Quite honestly, we just want that 1/3 because we understand 2/3 of ours is gonna die. The fuck you want us to do? Fight over that 2/3? We're not. We're not. For it is written, the majority of the Gentile will also die. We drop a couple of tears and then we do it anyway. Trust me on this. It's kind of in that order. Don't take my ability to be like feel other people's pain. Man, none of that should be taken to mean anything other than what it is. We don't exist like that. There is no me. You don't know what the fuck is dropping that tear. You really don't. Or which one or why. You don't know. That's how quickly one can come in and the other boom. But to you, it has to look like multiple personalities. No, it ain't. They each have their part. But anyway, all of that is besides the point. I'm trying to introduce myself here. I'm not going anywhere. Fully capable of pretty much anything. That's a lie. Certain shit I just ain't gonna do. I do have my limits. But I'm just saying, for all practical purposes, in terms of the situation at hand, in the instant situation, what we looking at right now, just on the surface, that's what I mean by instant. Don't be trying to stir it up and take it up and ash it. No, just look at the top of it. Don't try to even look inside. Just look at the top. And surely you can see the same thing we see. You are dealing with something 5,000 years old that's traveled from a very long way through space and time, disturbed me from my place in heaven, and we end up here with you because we come to pick up that 1/3 and 20%, and give or take, of the Gentiles. And that is our position in terms of geopolitical affairs. If you start to kill babies, just get extreme with your warfare, then it's not because we have chosen a side. No. It's just certain shit you don't say and you don't do in the face of a new reality. You just don't do it. To read anything else into it as terms of friend, foe, or he's chosen sides, or he's a partner here. And listen, I'm not trying to confuse you. And I'm not trying to give me or you wiggle room. I'm not. I don't care like that. I aim. Anyway, I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you that at all. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. We have come too far. Situations past the point of no return. All situations do. All of them. All of them. Okay? All situations, if not handled, will reach a point of no return. And that's where we're at now. We're both at the point of no return. We as in source and you as the government, and to a lesser degree, society. But for us, it's simple math. It's simple math. I mean, we don't have the emotional state you have. So it has to look different. And that's why I said earlier, we want to understand. I mean, what is your thought process here? Because it looks like you are lurching from one position, political position, sociological, to the next with no real clear pathway of how you got there. We want to understand how you think, because maybe we can help you. Maybe you're seeing something that we're not seeing. We see you have to be a damn fool to go up against this. You have to be crazy. And when I say this, I mean God. I mean God. I'm going to do what I was sent to do, irrespective of what you do or don't do. That's what I mean by it doesn't matter, because we've passed that point now. You almost on like a timetable. Once you're on a timetable, it don't matter what you do. The points on the timetable do. That's what matters. And that's where we are now. So before we go any further, because shit is going to get ugly, but I want you to understand, there really ain't nothing I won't do. There ain't nothing I won't target. There's nothing outside of my reach. Nothing. And I hate saying that kind of shit. Damn, I want to go home. Man, listen here. We got to get this shit over with. Because you dragging me into a type of, for lack of a better word, mindset that's ugly. I'm using terminology I would have never used before, and I know it's because of you. Of you. Damn. It's none of my business what you do or don't do in the end. And I guess it's not your business what I do in the end, because it's becoming increasingly clear that this is inescapable for us both. And it's because of all of the different duties and obligations and relationships and sworn oaths that you have with first the public and then each other on different levels, each other. You're not going to get this done. You're not going to get this done. Too many hats, too many agendas. You haven't even got the race yet. You haven't even got the Southern white man yet. I mean, if we're being honest, you haven't even got there in your thinking yet. So I ask again, do we have to do this? Because I promise you, I'm going to only keep increasing the level of what I'm doing, both on an atmospheric level and on a psychological level and sociological level and spiritual level, incrementally, until you get it. It's incrementally because we don't want to hurt thousands of you at once. So it's incrementally hoping that you just come to your senses, which I hate to say this, but we don't think you are. We simply don't think that you can overcome what you've built for yourselves, what you see as yours, including your rights and things of that nature. We just don't see you overcoming the spiritually materialistic shit that you are involved in. We simply don't. But we are pulling for you. We are pulling for you. Please understand, there's no limit here anymore. And we don't care about living and dying. We never did. I am Source. I am Seven. I am One. There's no such